During my meditation, I notice that my eyes wander to one side. And I seem to prefer glancing gently upwards. And I correct myself from time to time because I find my eyes inwardly going to the right and down.
That's interesting. And you don't voluntarily do that?
No.
It just happens?
Yeah.
Well, that would be a symptom of some purification going on in the area of the eyes, or perhaps in the process behind the eyes, or the process of seeing. And I would suspect that wouldn't be like that all the time. There will be a certain purification that goes on, and a certain physical symptom can come along with it, and then later on it won't be there anymore because that particular situation has resolved itself during meditation.
Interesting.
And if those kinds of things happen, it's okay just to let them happen. And if we find ourselves focusing on them and realize that we're focusing on them, what do?
Bring the mantra back.
We come right back to the mantra. That's exactly right. Movements in meditation are quite common. Some of the emails I get have fairly dramatic descriptions of physical movements during meditation. Jolts and
yes.
Arms flying around. And this is not. I don't want to scare your listeners. This is not a common experience that happens to everybody, but maybe at one time or other over the years it'll happen to everybody once or twice. Let's put it that way.
Uh-huh.
And when these things happen, it's just a symptom of purification.
Yes.
That's the best way to look at it.
A release.
And it's the same with your eyes. And if you have a desire to lift your eyes during meditation, I would just suggest not to let that become a mental process.
Yes.
In your meditation, because that will take away from the process of meditation.
Yes.
We have specific means for building certain physical positions and things that we do in later stages of the AYP system, but we don't cultivate them consciously during our meditation. We cultivate them mostly during spinal breathing, and then as they become an automatic habit, like the eyes being up, then the eyes will be up in meditation and we won't even be thinking about it.
Yes.
Because the habit will be there, or the energy will take them up.
Yes.
So just want to caution that there's really only one thing that we can do in meditation that will make an effective meditation, and that is the procedure, the simple procedure that is in the lesson.
Yes.
The same thing goes for monitoring the meditation. Being the analytical species that we are, we tend to be sitting there going, well, I am. Oh, now I'm meditating. What's happening? Oh, I have a twitch in my foot. What's that about? And this and that and the other. The analyzing the process of meditation is not meditation.
Yeah.
So we always come back to the mantra.
And even sometimes I find my mind wanting to analyze how I say the mantra. Should I say it long? Should I say it lots of them short? Should I?
Yeah, and that's very normal in the beginning days and weeks and months of meditation, because what we're really doing with this twice daily process is we're baking in the sound into our nervous system. Mm. And the longer we're doing that, the more refined it becomes. And as we find ourselves able to sit and pick up the mantra with not even thinking about the pronunciation, there will be a refinement. And then what we do, and this is really part of the process of meditation, is we just allow that to refine. It does not have to be a clear pronunciation. It can be very faint and fuzzy. And if we say we've gone very deep with our mantra, and the mantra's gone, and the thoughts are gone, and we don't know where we were, that was transcendence to stillness. And then we just realize, oh, I'm not thinking the mantra. Well, you don't have to come all the way back up and say, I am, like that. You can just pick it up at that very subtle, fuzzy level where you realize, oh, I'm off the mantra, and then you pick it up as such a faint pronunciation, you wouldn't even notice it as a pronunciation.
Yes.
It's just a vibration, and then you're gone again.
Yes.
So that's sort of a finer point
Uh-huh.
of the process of meditation. And it's, people who are just starting shouldn't try and do that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you find yourself at a very refined level with a very faint and fuzzy situation, you can stay there and
Yes.
go back to the mantra there. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. It does. It's very clear. Does dreaming release the same tension in the nervous system as meditation?
Well, I'd say there are some similar mechanics in it, but I don't think it's exactly the same.
Because you're staying conscious through the meditation, but most of the time anyway, but not with dreaming.
Yeah. The longer we're meditating, the more inner silence we will have in sleep, just abiding, just being there, and we'll have more of a tendency to have what they call lucid dreams, which
Yes.
means you know you're dreaming and you have some control in the dream. And some people are really into that as a practice.
Yes.
But it really is not part of what we do with AYP. One of the things that I have to caution people about sometimes is when they're becoming lucid in their dreams because they have inner silence, they sometimes will introduce additional techniques to take advantage of that situation. 24-hour-a-day practice, spiritual practice. And then what will happen is the person will be losing their sleep and getting off balance, and then all of a sudden I get this email, my life is a mess, what's wrong? Well, you're not getting enough sleep.
Yes.
So it's important to honor our habits, healthy habits of good sleep, good rest, good exercise, good diet, all the things that we all know, and we're just adding this meditation process in there.